T-A-S-T-E, me, baby. We ain't got no plans beyond tonight. So let's simply say.
What's up, guys? It's your girl Phoenix Novell, and I want to say thank you so much for tuning into another Bawse Bitch Tips episode. This episode is called Sex and STDs.
No question, no lies, I'm a boss bitch. And I got on my grind till my heart quits. Yeah, she hungry for the money and she's all in. Cause she no slave and she gonna win. Take bands to the side, ain't no losses. Stack bands, no ties, except for my kid. Only thing that's on her mind is to be rich. And she no slave and she gonna win. No sleep, no sleep, no sleep. No sleep, no sleep, no sleep. Yeah, she hungry for the money and she's all in. Cause she no sleep.
I really wanted to talk about and address this topic because it's something that I think so many of us deal with, but we don't really talk about it enough. It's like this is something very relatable. You know, if you're out there and you're being intimate and you're, a sexual being and you're in a relationship or not, or just out there being sexual, there is always the possibility of you giving something or receiving something besides an orgasm, okay? And I just kind of I want to be real here. I want to be upfront. I want to start the conversation whereas though this doesn't become a thing that we're just like talking about in silence or to our close. I want this to be a conversation like we talk about the kind of partner that we want to be with. Our preferences, tall, dark, light skin, brown, like whatever. Let's talk about it. Like, okay, all right, well, yeah. I don't want this. I don't want to be with somebody who has this, or I want my partner also to be very health conscious, whatever. I want to have that conversation because I feel like it is so cavalier. Like it's just real, oh yeah, and people don't take it as seriously as I think it should be taken, their sexual health and their wellness, and I'm really big on that because I feel like when you don't care about yourself, you're putting other people in situations where as though they have to deal with something that they really didn't sign up for. We go through periods where we're sexual beings, or we feel like being intimate or whatever, or if you're in a relationship, you trust that this person is gonna value your body and take care and be respectful, and they're not gonna do anything to harm you. And sometimes you talk about it, sometimes you don't, but I feel like if you are intimate with somebody, it need not be a conversation that lasts for 2 minutes. I think it should be one that first and foremost starts off with, hey, let's get checked out or whatever if we want to go that route. And some of these diseases out here, it's not just transmitted through sex. You know what I'm saying? It's transmitted through other forms of intimacy. And that's another reason why you got to be that much more vigilant because, some things are curable and some things aren't. And I just feel like I know people. I've dealt with situations personally where I had to put a motherfucker in a place because it's like, look, I don't play them games. I'm very serious with my body. And if you want to put me in a position where I have to look at you sideways, the orgasm ain't even worth it. And this is real talk. This is real talk because you don't know what a person is going through by themselves already. You don't know what health issues they got to deal with mentally, physically, emotionally. You don't know what they're going through. And just because you may be cavalier or don't really care too much about your own sexual health, you can't put that on somebody else. All right, well, it's just this. Don't worry about it. I've had dudes say some shit like that. Well, I didn't think it was a really big deal. Everybody got that. Where I had to look at seriously, where you look at them like, are you delusional? You must not know about me. And then sometimes you just have to be that way so that they realize, oh, wait. And that's how you get people to respect you, because you respect yourself enough to not let your lust for somebody or your attraction to them override your love and the care that you have for your own self and your health and wellness. Like that's just it's not even negotiable for me. You know what I'm saying? If a person is careless with themselves, it's a clear indication that they will be just as careless with you, because I can't give you what I don't have, even if it looks like I can. If a person don't take care of themselves, they ain't clean, they not worried about making sure you ain't giving them nothing, run, because that right there will show you how they will hold you in regard throughout every part of the relationship, like it ain't nothing, right? Now, I wrote down some notes. People can be so careless and cavalier about their bodies and your issues, and your issues are yours. This is what I say. It's a question even before we sit there and talk about what zodiac sign are you and where you come from. Listen. You know, I like you. I think you're attractive or whatever. Let's see. As soon as a dude try to think that he's comfortable enough to try to kiss me, then, you know, you got to back up and say, all right, listen, you know, I like you too, whatever. But hey, hold up. We're living in a day and time now where it's just where don't see nothing, don't say nothing is so prevalent. And, you know, you find that the next day, oh, you got something because your body is reacting in a certain way. And that's just not okay. Where it's like, oh, I didn't know. Even if a guy says, oh, I didn't even know I had that. Sorry, not acceptable. Because if you don't know you have something, then that means that you're not getting checked regularly enough between the people that you screwing, which is a problem. Because some things, like I said, aren't just antibiotic for a week and we good. Like, that's just not the way we live in. And you should know better by now. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's no longer, it's not just young, you know, teenagers who are doing this. Grown men have this kind of attitude like, oh, whatever, it ain't nothing. It's funny to me because it's almost like, really? Like, that's how you been all your life? That's the way you moving? And I just feel like I want to say this because I've seen so many people, not just women. There are men out there too, who not just girls, but people will sleep with them and not divulge or confess that they have something. By the way, yeah, I do have this. Is this okay? Or because they don't want people to know their business, or they don't want to use protection because they don't like the way it feels. Whatever the case is so, like, I think it's hateful. I think it's sad. I think it's crazy disrespectful, and I think it's pathetic. You know, when you do not share with a person who could catch something that you carrying. Hey, listen, I got this, and give them the opportunity. Look, they might say, hey, I got it too. Let's enjoy this unencumbered intimacy. Because look, some people do that too. They look for people who got what they got. Hey, I'm not here to judge, but I'm just saying, you know, I feel like I said, I know too many people who have to deal with it after the fact. Oh, girl, I didn't even know. He told me he had this. Oh, can you believe she's still doing that? And she knows she got this? Because it's just laissez-faire. And one of the reasons why I'm very careful when it comes to, and I'm not trying to seem holier than thou, you know what I'm saying? Because I have put myself in a situation before where it was like, right? But I'm very careful with the overlapping. You know, I take in between people who I'm intimate with. I don't play no games, because if something come back, there is one phone call that's made and that's it. But when you are casually, you know, moving around and dipping and dabbing, you don't know, they don't know, and so a lot of times it's easy for you to just lay in the wind, because maybe they like that too, and they don't want to come across as if they, you know, frivolous with it, so they just don't say nothing, and you hope. But it ain't cool. Because I feel like you should have enough respect for yourself and the other person that you're dealing with to not put that on them, and to not open yourself up for something that they might put on you just because you heated, you walking around in heat and you want to get a little taste of something. It's not worth it, you know. So this is just a conversation that I want to start when it comes to people just taking their health and wellness more seriously, you know, because maybe if you find something sooner, you won't have to worry about whatever long-term side effects may be caused by, you know, dealing with somebody who has something that, you know, messes up your body or whatever. And you don't know because you ain't got symptoms. Or maybe, you know, just wait a minute, you know, get a full, you know, STD panel or whatever. Ask them to, just so that you know who you're dealing with. Like, just so that I know who I got this from or whatever. And we ain't got to have a musical chair type of thing where I'm calling you and like, hey, like, we too grown for that shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's just the right thing to do when it comes to somebody that you're willing to give your body to and willing to share, you know, in that intimacy with. Why you gotta walk away with something other than satisfaction of your loins? Like, you know, you gotta do a whole like, we can be better, you know what I'm saying? And how I found that when a man has ever asked me, look, you good or whatever, I think that's attractive because it makes me feel like he ain't out here just with any old and everybody and not having this conversation. It's a conversation that needs to be had, and it's a conversation that's not being had enough because people are either afraid or they're getting so used to, you know, getting some a shot or an antibiotic or whatever. So often it's like, all right, whatever. Like, let's not. All right. So once again, it's your girl Phoenix Novell, and if you have any comments or topics about ideas that I should discuss or talk about, or if you just want to say what's up and shout me out, make sure you email me at askthebawse@gmail.com. That's ASKTHEBAWSE@gmail.com, and I will get back to you, and maybe even feature your comment, question, or topic idea in a video. Peace, guys, and much love.
No question, no lies, I'm a boss bitch. And I got, I'ma grind till my heart quits. Is she hungry for the